beautiful people. A very good afternoon to you. We're coming to you live from GOFTV studio, and this is Keep It Simple. My name is Oluwakemi, and I won't be doing this alone. I have the beautiful Tolu and the sensational Rocky with me in the studio.
You're speaking like a one-way house or something.
Welcome, guys.
Who is this drama queen?
This is Ginger.
I think I like
You see, can you see their smiles?
No,
That is me.
earlier today, we were talking about a drama king. So I think she's portraying exactly.
Please, I'm not a drama queen. I was only trying to ginger you people.
Yeah, we are ginger.
How are you guys doing?
Yeah,
Welcome.
fine,
It's good to see you guys again.
It's a pleasure.
After
the rain.
I know, right?
Goodness.
Finally, the heavens are open.
I tell you. I tell you.
So, how was it at your own head yesterday?
Well, I am still cold.
Okay, that's serious.
I don't know. I think it's just
Shady is hot tea
symptom
or hot
for
coffee.
fever. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the weather, but
Okay.
I'm just cold.
Okay.
And this is not ordinary. Like, this is not just an ordinary cold. So I don't know, but we are fine.
You must be
Generally
fine,
speaking, I'm
definitely.
alright, yeah.
You'll get better. All right, Ricky, how about you?
I beg, I was so hungry yesterday because I actually washed my clothes. I did some laundries, and when I got back home, everything was just on the floor, the rain and everything.
So why are you hungry? Are you hungry?
I was
at the rain
angry.
that fell? It's Charles of blessing. I mean, this
No,
thing
no,
has
no,
been-
no.
It has been a long
I know,
time.
right?
I like the fact that it
complaining that
rained,
it has not
but
rained
I
for a
didn't like
while.
the fact that I met my
You're-
clothes on the
ah,
floor. The
right.
rope got
Oh,
scattered and everything. You
without
understand?
feeling.
It
So
was
it had
even
to
much
be
more.
washed.
It was much more worse than before I washed it. So it was really crazy yesterday, and I was so
Bele.
tired.
I can imagine
So
how
this
it felt.
season, just try as much as possible. not to
September,
watch when you are not home.
October.
Watch when you are home. Yeah,
Exactly.
because-
September, October.
Yeah, yeah.
You're ready for the break.
Exactly. And don't forget to shut your windows too. I didn't shut my window as well. And it was
Yeah.
I also
crazy.
heard about the traffic on the Highland yesterday. It was crazy.
Please don't let's talk about
It
traffic.
was
I
crazy
beg.
because of the road, of the rain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Of course, you know Lagos has issue with drainage system. now, so
definitely.
the whole place was flooded, and
Wow.
someone told me that he got home around 12 a.m.
Wow.
I'm not
telling you, it's
surprised.
crazy.
I'm not surprised. I
It's
had crazy traffic situation today at all. In fact, right now, I never balance. I just did manage.
But I'm
sorry.
I never balance. Oh my God. Today's
Today,
traffic yesterday was
Good.
something else.
Crazy,
But
right?
we have to move on. This life is just one. Talking
part
about
of
the
it.
fact that life is one. Today is 10th of September, and today happens to be World Suicide Prevention Day.
Wow.
So, today is for those who are probably going through one challenge or the other, and they feel like suicide is the answer. What you guys have to say about that quickly before we go on the break, you know?
All right. So I listened to someone talking about hope not quite long, and I feel like there's still hope.
Definitely.
No matter the situation, if you're depressed, if you're anxious, or whatever. I know that post lockdown, after the lockdown, situation has really been haphazard for some people. Some people have seen lots of new normal that's not even conducive for them. But I want people to know that there's hope amidst everything that's happening. Don't just allow the devil to get to you and try to kill yourself.
True.
Because where you are going to is even much more worse. There's no solution where you're going to.
That's
So just try to endure and make sure that you come out of it and trust God for the best.
Definitely, things will get better. And I think as individuals, we need to pay attention to our mental health.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, really important. And that's what today is for, you know. So look around, check on people around you. This is the day. People you've not heard from in a while. You know, just buzz them. How are you doing? How is it at your hand? You know, just,
are you coping with
you know,
life?
exactly. Just listen to them, you know,
Speak life
encourage
into
them.
situations.
Definitely.
You know,
That's what
help
we're
them
supposed to
hope.
do, yes, as individuals. Anyway, so before we go into our discussion for today, let's quickly go on a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. This is still Keep It Simple, coming to you from the GOFTV studios. In case you've not subscribed, you need to do that right now. Don't forget to subscribe. You just have to subscribe, so that you can get notifications for our videos, our new videos, and whenever we go live. All right, so our discuss for today is adapting to the new normal. Of course, we know it's the new normal. Things have changed, yes. So how are we adapting to it as individuals? That is what we'll talk about today. Then we'll look at new normal from other sectors of society, or every sector of society, you know, from the workspace to the church to gatherings and wherever else you can think about, you know, how it's affecting our economy, because of course it's post-COVID, so things are gradually opening up. So, but first of all, let's establish what the new normal is. So from your own side or from your own angle, what do you think the new normal is? Is there new normal, or there's nothing like that? We're just trying to redesign the whole thing.
New normal, or the normal way of life, whichever way you choose. I just personally believe that, you know, like each experiences that come per day
Past. Okay.
brings new challenges, new
Okay.
aspiration, new hopes.
True.
And at the point where we had the outbreak of the pandemic, a lot of people were actually agitated. A lot of people were, you know, were anxious, because this is something we were not used to. I mean, the last pandemic the world experienced before this COVID was probably about 100 years ago or something.
Okay.
So people were just surprised. They don't know what to do, and you know, we were just all folding our hands and watching where this whole drama would, you know, end or how it will end. But a lot of things have happened within the past couple of months. But personally, the fact that I'm alive, I'm breathing, I'm seeing my colleagues, my friends, my family, I am grateful. So one of the new thing I've tried to adopt. It's not like we don't know this thing, but we tend to forget, or we are just oblivious of the fact that each day that comes, be grateful for it.
True.
So we don't know what will come tomorrow. Yesterday might have come with awful experiences, but today I am grateful. So I'm learning to actually appreciate things better. I'm learning to appreciate people better. I'm learning to appreciate situations, whichever way it comes. I might not be prepared, but I know that I have a staying power, which is God, and He has taken me through the pandemic. I don't know what sword wants to come again in time to come that I will not be able to overcome. So I've really tried to understand that, life comes with a lot of ups and downs. There are a lot of topsy-turvy, but that I am here at this point, I think I have what it takes to survive. So definitely. I might not be able to have control over the wind, but I can learn to, swim against the tide, like they say. So one of the things I've adopted this time is just be grateful and take it a step, like a day at a time.
Okay, all right. I think that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, so
on an individual perspective.
definitely, we're talking about it from individual perspectives first. So, all right, Ruki, over to you individually.
Okay.
What are the obvious changes you can see in connection to the new normal?
All right, so let's talk about before that. During the lockdown, when I was at home, I was actually thinking, and I think that lots of people must have been thinking, that what will happen? What's next? What's coming next?
Where is this leading us?
Exactly. Where are we going to? And I was really anxious. So when the word new normal came, I was like, really? Is there something like that? I think I heard it on TV, a pastor preaching the way into the new normal. So I had to sit there. I was like, okay, what does this mean? So I felt like it's like a term that just made everybody prepare for what is to come. What is to come. And I think that God been faithful. Everything has actually been much more than I expected personally. I can't tell you how much I have achieved and my family has achieved even after the lockdown. I am so grateful to God. Yeah, there are lots of things that did not go as we planned but I can tell you that there's been lots of changes in my life and my family as well. There's been lots of positive changes, and I want to believe that God is on the throne. As far as we are trusting in Him, as far as we believe in Him, I know that we can't just end up like any other person. Because we have a God. We are serving a God that is living, that does not fail. So I can't just expect my life to go down, because everybody is full of sorrow. We are anxious. There's depression everywhere. Lots of people have lost their job, and people keep on recounting the evil things.
Okay, let me cut you short. So let's move quickly to people who have lost their jobs. Okay, thank you for connecting me to the next discussion. So the next perspective now that we're looking at the economic backlash of COVID. People losing their jobs, salaries have been slashed. So a lot of things are happening right now. And of course, today is World Suicide Prevention Day. And the reason why some people are suicidal at this point in time is because they have issues, financial issues at this point in time, majorly. So basically, what are some of the changes out. This is an advice, this is something you could do or something you can look at. So let's talk about it from the economical aspect of
so
it.
it's like we will just be stating the obvious when we say
Definitely.
that this thing eats everybody a big blow, especially for companies, for organizations, even the government,
even entrepreneurs.
Everybody was just like, we don't see this coming. Like, so what is the way forward now? The truth is, in every circumstance, in every issue or situation that you find yourself, you might be looking at the fact that, there are more take time to study the situation. You find out that there are still opportunities even in the problem. So the pandemic had brought about many things, but I tell you, people are still spotting opportunities in the period of the pandemic, and they are making money for it, whether as an individual, whether as an entrepreneur, or as a business owner, or whatever. You might have to really readjust some things, re-strategize, and things might not. Maybe that's one of the ways. That's where we coined the new normal. Like, things will not be the same anymore. So that so everybody's going virtual now. I mean,
definitely.
If your business is not online at this point in time, then I don't think
you are not strategically
taking advantage.
You are not employees. Sought for, it's not being sought after. It's not like, I mean,
doing the same thing, the same way.
Exactly. The days we used to have typewriters,
those days
typists, or even some secretarial jobs now are no longer really relevant. There's some positions that people would like. Is this what you're still waiting on? Is this what you're still doing, and you think would hire you? So what were you doing during the period of the lockdown? If you think that at that time your work is being threatened, you might have been at the verge of losing your job because your skill was not relevant at that time. Were you considering things that you could do to upskill? Were you considering moving to another department or field where you think you have more to bring on? These are just things that you would have had to answer personally. Are questions you ask yourself and you would also answer.
All right, let me cut you short. Let me move over to Ricky. So what are some of the what's it called? So now, just like she mentioned, some skills are definitely going outdated, so there are other places we need to begin to look at, or there are other skills you as an individual need to begin to acquire so as to stay relevant in this new normal. So as an individual, where or what do you think employees or people who are out of jobs or have their salaries slashed, what other aspects do you think they should be looking at, or what other skills do you think they should look at acquiring, especially at this point in time, that will make them stay relevant and that will help them make more money? Because at the end of the day, money is important.
Exactly. So I think that is something that people always say, that's being able to identify a need. And that has not changed. Even before COVID, after COVID, you just have to be able to identify the need of people per time. What do people need right now? Okay, during the pandemic, it was nose masks. I saw lots of nose masks, or different shades of nose masks.
They are still using it.
And people are still
like
using
it's a new normal now. Anywhere you go to, I know, right? You just have to do your nose
That's for
mask.
fashion designers. Even for graphic designers as well, there are lots of apps online now that you can go to on Google Play Store, learn something, learn graphic. There's this cartoon thing that people do right now.
Animation,
yes. That's what they call it. They do 3D animation as well. You can talk to people, learn this thing. There are lots of businesses that need it. Companies need it. They can use this kind of things for adverts. So if you can learn stuff like this, you can do it as well. And then I think for fashion designers as well, you just have to make do with the social media, the social media space, because it is very, very, very important. People still wear clothes, right? And if you are an employee in an organization, just make sure you have something that is so distinct that can set you apart from your colleagues. It might be just a little thing. It will just be a little thing that will just differentiate you from someone. If you could be a writer as well,
All right.
Take use of, use your quiet time, use your spare time, to look for stories, look for different things that people are looking out for out there. I tell you, lots of people are lonely. They're looking for things that will engage them. That's why we have lots of people that are going into comedy skits and stuffs like that, because that is what people need. We want to laugh, we want to enjoy ourselves. If you can do comedy skits, do something, but make sure that you are adding value to your life and that you're making money. And then don't forget that initially the money might not come as big as you planned it to be, but ensure that you are moving. Don't just be static. Don't be stagnant. Be moving, and I pray that God helps us all.
Amen, definitely. So before Tolu starts saying,
when we return, what angle do you want to take it from? Maybe.
you're welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. In case you're just joining us, this is Keep It Simple on Golf TV. If you haven't subscribed, please do that right now so as to get instant notifications when we have new videos and when we go live. All right, so before we went on that break, I said Tolu wanted to give an opinion, so let's quickly hear her out.
On from what Luke had said about the fact that you could just look inward and see where you could how you could provide a solution, identify a need and provide a solution. And she mentioned the fact that you can actually go online and learn how to do some stuff. I actually come to understand that people are spending more time online than ever before. So we know that the advent of social media, technology and all of that many people go online and do stuff, but much more than before. We have all had to go virtual, whether or not we like it. Businesses are online.
True.
Churches are online, even mosques, like whatever religion you practice. Schools, learning resources, learning materials are all online. So we tend to see that we spend more time, we have more screen time than we used to have. And if that is not even considered properly, it might even affect our health. It might be hazardous if not managed properly. So I was just trying to say that as much as you go online, if you are the type that really go online just to consume content, just to see what's happening, that is in time pass. This time, if you are going online, ensure that you're actually going online to do something worthwhile, to do something that you could be proud of yourself, that you not only consume, you are also adding value one way or the other. So if you are taking up courses online, that is value adding. If you are joining a service online, fine. Maybe probably you've not been able to go back to your local church, and fellowship with the brethren. If your work, many people are still working from home. Quite all right. So we understand this, but as much as we have more screen time now, what I so people in the health sector, I'm sure what
his administration is paying trillions of naira for the subsidy, and they can no longer afford it. So in a nutshell, petrol is now expensive, or more expensive than it used to be. So from your own opinion, do you think that change is coming at a good time, especially at this time where it seems like a lot of people have issues with finance and they're still trying to gain their balance, you know, some are out of jobs and all of that. Things are already expensive as it is, you know. Transport is something else in Lagos, you know, if you know what I'm talking about. So do you think that that idea is no longer an idea? Okay, so do you think that step taken by the Buhari administration came at the right time?
Personally, I actually think that even the government needs help themselves.
Okay.
They are under financial pressure themselves.
Oh, so the government needs help. So you mean that
so see, we are all in this together. As an individual, you might. I'm just trying to say that we should not be selfish. That whatever
I don't think we are being selfish.
I'm sure. We are feeling the brunt.
We ourselves, the grassroots.
We are feeling the brunt.
No.
We are. I quite understand. But the truth is, everybody
I think
she's a Buhari supporter. They are talking government money.
I don't do politics. I don't have any relative in power. But I'm just trying to say, we're actually feeling the brunt as citizens, and this might come off like this is not the right time that he should remove the subsidy. But see, let's just be realistic. Even the government, they've gone bankrupt. They are broke themselves. So they are just trying to look at where to cut, you know, excess expenditure and all. Subsidy is not something that they cannot handle. I mean, they've been quite from the time of Jonathan, they've been paying this thing for us. So if at this point they feel they need to focus on, they need more money to focus on other aspects, other sector.
Yeah.
I think we've been enjoying.
Do you think that's actually the situation?
Now.
I want to believe they have our interest at heart.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
of
I
course.
want to believe.
Tolu says the government has your interest at heart. Let's move to Roki.
So is it Buhari's administration that caused it?
No, it's not his fault at all that Naira is getting devalued by the minute. Of course, it's not his fault.
We move the subsidy at this time, but the truth is whether or not we take it there.
Okay, but it's wonderful.
One time because they've been paying all along.
All right, thank you so much for speaking for Buhari's administration. We really appreciate you. All right, Ruki, can you speak for the average Nigerian?
Seriously. Okay, I know what you're expecting me to say, and I'm going to say it seriously. He's not coming at the right time.
At the right time, yeah.
I know that there is no time that we are going to agree that this is the perfect time.
There's
but this time is just the worst.
Post-COVID.
See,
it's the
because
people are just trying to get on their feet.
I tell you, have you seen, do you know how expensive food stuff is? To eat daily is very expensive. Now, in fact, aside from this subsidy, you're talking about tariff electricity too.
Oh yeah, that's another. Of course.
Imagine
utility bills.
It is just the grassroots that are suffering this thing most, and I think that they are really insensitive. We want to be sensitive to them. We know that they are probably trying. They have lots of things to do, but at least they should still look at us now with spitty eye a little. See, if there is a way they can do these things gradually, or they can help the economy, if they can make full stop, because look at transportation. You talked about transportation the other time. Even BRT now is even much more expensive than the normal buses. These little things, when we talk about daily survival needs, if it's food, shelter, and all this, if these things can be subsidized, if they can work on this thing, then if they want to skyrocket the fuel,
there will still
probably.
Be
but let basic things be basic. Let it be available. We don't have food. We don't have all this thing. You're talking about one subsidy, and we are the ones that are going to pay. But they should pity us too now.
But I remember that during the lockdown, the price of fuel dropped. People were like, they are not even going out. They are not fueling their car. They are not going out. So is it fuel that had reduced that I want to be drinking? I mean, we need to go out and make money so that we can put food on our table. But at that time that it dropped, some persons still commented that, the government has tried, at least we can.
People will always have something to say.
Yeah, so there are different opinions.
I know one thing about Nigerians.
Okay, let's move away from politics. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's move from politics before people not change this thing to something else. All right, so let's move to the schools now. You know, so the schools are probably reopening this month. You know, I think except for for secondary school students, I think they're going back to school. But for the for tertiary institutions, I don't know, is the same thing supposed to apply to them? Are they supposed to go back to school the same month, knowing that ASU is still on strike and all of that?
Well, for Lagos State, I know that Lagos State secondary schools are going back next week, if I'm not mistaken. But for Yeah, and some other tertiary institution owned by the state. Lagos State have declared that all schools can reopen. But for federal institution in the state, I'm not sure. I guess they're still probably waiting for directive from, the Federal Ministry of Education before they know what to do. And yeah, like you mentioned, ASU still on strike. We don't even know where that is heading. But whatever it is that they want to do, sooner or later, all schools will, be reopened. But prior to that time, I want to believe that the government have really put in measures in place to ensure that our students or our children are safe, because you also need to, it's not just about the marketplace, it's not just about religious settings and other things that there are rules, there are measures that they've actually told the authorities in different parastatals to take in place. But for schools, are they ensuring that owners of schools, principals, headmasters or headmistresses of schools are going to comply by whatever measure that have been put in place to ensure that students are safe? The social distancing in a class where we have 100 students,
especially in government schools,
public schools. So are they still going to be social distancing? Are they going to be providing masks for each of those?
They can't walk.
They might even be using masks, but the social distancing thing.
How many people use masks when you come to work every day? Do you still see people using masks?
People still do. Me that I
As
have
effective
to
as
go
you
and come every day. I still wear my
You still do.
I wear my mask.
When you look at the rate of people wearing nose masks.
No, if you still take commercial buses, you have to because they'll be arrested if you don't use your mask. So mask in Lagos now is by fire by force. As far as you enter a bus, or else they will stop the bus and they will charge you.
I left home without my mask. I have many at home. But because I forgot to pick my mask, at the bus stop I had to buy another.
Yes.
So you can't get on any public bus in Lagos
without using
that. But we should not still consider it that, because the government has enforce this law that we should wear the mask, that's why we are wearing. You must be doing this thing for yourself too. In fact, if you don't like yourself, try to love the other person. Wear masks so that you can protect another person from contacting, the virus. If you don't like yourself, but I mean, just do.
So that technologically awareness means that we have to put technologies in place for students to continue learning, whether they can, whether they can be physically present or not, that means that these things should still be able to continue. The same way private universities have. There has to be a change somewhere where you will turn the thing upside down or something, so as to put things in place.
I'm very certain that these
and technology.
They know these things. Yeah, they know how important it is. Even
before COVID,
it is very important. I remember when I was in school and I would go to cafe, like you will see the place jam packed. You can't see a system to use. You have to wait. You have to be on the queue, standing and monitoring for one person to finish system. Maybe the person stand. You just have to sit down there. If not, you are not going to say anything. Or you go outside to rent a cafe outside, rent a service outside. You understand? So these things are very, very important. It should not just because we have there's been a problem now and we are seeing the need for it. Yeah, but we need to move past that level where we're in, where it is only when there's a problem that's where we look for solutions. We just have to be able to. I feel that these people they know these things, but then there are lots of vices attached to this. So I believe that if we keep on, we are just talking. I pray God will help them.
Talking.
Yes, see, God will help these people seriously. Hey, God. It's really not easy for these students at all. It's not easy for them. They've just been at home for a very long time. Not even lecturers.
Why ASU and the government are loggerheads, the students are affected.
I wonder what will happen when everything is called off now and ASU still insists that they're on strike. What are we going to do?
I don't know what we are going to do. Because I think the other day, someone mentioned on Twitter that the reason why some of us, average Nigerians can blame ASU at times is because we don't have parents or guardians or close relatives who are lecturers. So we don't understand what these people are going through. Someone mentioned it on Twitter the other day and I was looking at that perspective, you know, I was trying to understand it from their own perspective as well. You know, they asking for this and asking for that. So I don't know, but I feel like when two elephants are fighting, now what do you expect? Now the grass they suffer, and I think that is exactly what's happening to the students. Anyway, let's move away from the education sector. Let's now go to religious bodies. I don't know if we still have time for that, but let's quickly let's just really say one or two things about that before we go off.
I'm sure churches have reopened.
Churches, oh, definitely, churches have reopened. So do you think it's still business as usual?
Of course not.
No, she said, well, you said of course not.
No, it is not business as usual because the time of worship had drastically reduced. If you used to run 2 hours,
do you think that's a good thing?
That's why I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it's the reality.
No, I just want I want to
well, I like going to church early and closing early.
You like it?
Yes,
so I want to know your own stand.
Because the church that I attend right from time, they don't waste time.
Okay.
It's not the church that they will spend 4 hours
for one service. Okay.
But now it has even improved better.
Okay.
I mean, we can better save our time now because
Okay.
under 1 hour, 15 minutes, you've done everything that is needed to happen. Like everything that is needed to happen in a service has happened, and people are out. The whole place is sanitized again, so that you know the second or third service can come in. So yeah, I mean a lot of things have changed. You cannot go into any worship center now without your fixed mask. All worship centers have their the washing hand basin outside where people can watch and just really adhere to all of the rules that have been put in place. So it's not. Of course, we are trying to get used to this thing, and I hope we stick because these are just basic personal care. These are things we ought to have been doing even before the pandemic. But thank God this has come and we are doing it. I hope we can keep on.
Okay. All right. So
things.
Okay. All right, Ricky, quickly.
I'm just excited to be in church. I was tired of staying at home. I'm excited.
But some people enjoy.
Praise and worship, offering everything. Oh my goodness, sometimes I get so tired. Like, mommy, please.
Done in churches now. Okay,
but you know, it's to be monotonous now, but I'm so glad to be in church here, and I'm enjoying the praises and everything. Thank God.
Yeah. But are you fine with the time reduction in worship time? Is that fine with you?
Yes.
So
yes,
you're fine with closing early?
Yes,
so you can do other stuff for that day. Just when you do in church.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, guys, for an interesting discourse. Our dear viewers, I hope you also had a beautiful time. In case you have a feedback or you want to leave a comment concerning what we just discussed, you can do that right in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe. You can as well follow us on our social media platforms at Official Golf TV, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Till I see you again, till we see you again, not just me. So we'll see you again next time. Keep being good and stay good.
Exactly.
Stay safe. Bye. Whoa.